Hi guys, waiting to see who's going to be joining us. Hi. Hi Spirit Con. It's a little impromptu live, and I wanted to just chat with you guys out there. I never do it at this time. It's like 6:30, almost 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time here in the U.S. So I typically do them later or earlier in the day, but I wanted to go ahead and do it now. Hi. How's everybody doing? So I want to chat with you. If y'all have like any kind of questions you want to ask, spiritual Q&A, we can do that. And then I may be bringing some people on. Hi, Pam. To say hi. In fact, let me go ahead and bring my friend Pam. I don't know if she's going to be up to it. I want to chat with Pam. Hi. You immediately hit the button. Just waiting to connect her. How's everybody doing? I hope you all had a good weekend. It's been a very eventful weekend. Hi, sweetheart.
Hi, how are you?
Good. This is my first time meeting my friend Pamela Williams.
Yeah,
We have been friends like for how many years, Pam? Like maybe 2 or 3 years already.
Yeah.
And
about
we never
years.
FaceTime or anything, and because I'm always busy. She's always busy doing her thing. So how are you doing today?
Oh wow, exhausted, but doing my volunteer work, and you know how that goes. It's just
Yes.
a never-ending thing of trying to get stuff done.
Oh, I know. How do you feel about these retrogrades, though? Right?
You know what? I just decided to transmute my energy so it won't affect me. You got a lot of stuff going on, and so
Yes.
between the retrograde and then regular life, it's like, okay, I got to do something different. So I just decided to transmute my energy and just say, okay, universe, I'm going to transmute my energy into benevolent energy and declare that the retrograde is not going to affect me. So far, I've not had too many problems.
That's good. That's good. Guys, those of you that don't know, Pam is a witch as well, a budding witch. Well, not budding. I say she's a witch. Like, she has been on this path, and she has very much spiritual abilities. She is a psychic as well. She kind of keeps this more to herself, like a lot of us do. Not everyone's out there, and that's okay. I'm so proud of her journey. Since I've known her, she's been a great inspiration. She is a cancer survivor as well. So she continues to inspire a lot of us out there. And one of the things that I love that you said, Pam, is that you use your energy to transmute. That's just so much wisdom, because a lot of us, we blame the retrograde, or we blame, this going on, when we can take control of our power.
Right.
And take that power back.
Right, exactly. And that's the key. And on a spiritual journey, you have to understand that we have the power. We can stand so much on retrograde and blaming it, or blaming whatever we want to blame, psychic attacks or other people, throwing hexes at us. But at the end of the day, we have the power to transmute that energy and to make sure that it doesn't affect us as best as possible. Now, if it does affect us in some way, you still have the power to cleanse yourself and make sure that you can reverse those energies, send it back to
Yes.
the person who sent it to you. It's a whole lot of things that
Amen.
we can do. So, hey.
You said it, girl. Yes, definitely. We need to, take that power back, and know that we're magical beings. I think a lot of us surrender our power to people,
Right.
wanting them to do the work for us, when we are very much capable of doing that work, that energy healing, that energy work for ourselves, and not have to depend on someone. It's just a matter of doing the research, spending some time with your higher self,
Right.
your spirit guides, your ancestors, and
Exactly.
connecting to them. So yeah, you speak wisdom. I love when Pam and I, we chat all the time, and she
Yeah.
imparts so much wisdom on me. She's like
Oh wow.
just the
Same.
best.
Same. Raymond does the same. It's like, he comes in and there are days when I'm not feeling myself because of the job that I work in. It's a high stress environment.
Hmm.
And then on top of that, when I volunteer at the National Crisis Center for Suicide, and, I'm doing a lot. And so Ray had come in, he said, okay, sis, you got it, boo, you're powerful. And
Yes.
I'm sending you love and light, and he'll pray for me and he'll send me energy, and that is so helpful. And so we are both together in
We're
this.
all in it together, and you
Yeah.
help me on my worst days because I have days like that too. For those of you that are listening, believe it or not, even though I know how to, do the work, and I know, I preach a good preaching on how to fix yourself and how to empower yourself. I also have those days where I don't feel good, and I go to Pam, and Pam's like, she's also a Reiki master, so she gives me that kind of energy and healing, and kind of gives me that wisdom that I need, that to remind me of who I am and why am I letting people or situations steal my joy. So those of you out there, if you're going through that, what Pam is saying is so true. We just, if you need to have like a good support system, even if it's one or two friends that you can
Right.
depend on, you don't have to be in this spiritual journey by yourself, or feel like embarrassed to share certain things. Once you feel pretty comfortable with someone, it's good to have a good friend. And I'm so glad and grateful that you're in my life, and I consider you
Oh,
like
same.
family, because this journey has been so much easier and uplifting with you in it. So
Oh, wow. And I feel the exact same way. You guys, when Raymond taps into you, he taps into a higher power that basically he's channeling spirit, and spirit is giving him some accurate stuff that, I mean, from the predictions that he's predicted over the years, from the presidential race with the current president to the hurricanes and to the tornadoes and to all the different things. I mean, when you look at what he's predicted, even to celebrities. And so he comes with it, and it's funny because if you guys pay attention to his YouTube, you have some people that kind of come in and say, oh, well, that's information that's already known. No, believe me, he's coming from a place that if you pay attention, you're going to see some things and hear some things that he's going to channel, that you're going to look back and go like, wow, I didn't know that. And then it's going to come out. And then you're going to sit back and you're going to realize he is the truth. Believe me, he is
thank
the
you,
truth.
Pam. And I had that situation the other day. I did a reading on Kelly Rowland from Destiny's Child, right? Well,
Yeah.
former Destiny's Child, but Kelly Rowland is just like the bomb. I love her so much, her music.
Right.
And I did a reading on her, and during the reading, I stated something about her mom. I was picking up issues about her mom's health, not realizing, because like I said, not every I'm not always 100% accurate, and anyone that says that they're 100% accurate, you've got to start wondering what is really wrong there, because
Right.
we're human, and I can say I am almost like 95% accurate in certain things. And Kelly Rowland's mom had died already. I didn't
Right.
know that. Like I said, I don't research these people, and people don't get that. So I said, I picked up on issues with her mom, and people started automatically jumping on me, and they're like, you're fake. Kelly Rowland's mom's died. It's been dead, so long. And they don't get the fact that perhaps what Spirit was picking up on was her health while she was alive. And that's
Right.
why I kind of maybe crossed those wires a little bit on that reading,
Sure.
when it came to her mom. But everything else I feel like was pretty right on and pretty spot on. But again, it's like, and I think a lot of you out there that have spiritual abilities, you get to that point. I have another friend as well, and I tell Pam, when we are like psychic, or we have these spiritual abilities, we can psych ourselves out, focusing too much on being wrong, or
Right.
what if we're wrong on it, and that just totally like does you in. And that even happens to me, even though I've been doing this for years. I have my days, where I'm like, well, what if I'm wrong on this, and what if I say the wrong thing? And
Right.
that's when we start psyching ourselves out, and that connection and the wires get crossed and things like that. So it doesn't mean that I was necessarily wrong, but it's how it's a matter of what people are going to interpret, And like I tell Pam, the haters, people that are negative in your life that don't understand you, those are not your soul tribe. You're going to always have people that have an opinion about you, but you can't make everybody happy. And you can't feed that energy. And Pam reminds me of that often, because I go to her and I'm like, Pam, I'm human. It hurts, to be just attacked by people. She sees everything. So I show her things that y'all don't get to see, like emails, like chats, like messages.
Right.
And so Pam knows, and it's like she reminds me. She says you cannot let them get into your brain because you're surrendering your power. You have too many important things, and she reminds me I have too many important things that are coming down the pipeline to focus on, and you can't feed that energy. So if y'all are going through something out there, like with a bully in your workspace, a boss that's being difficult, don't take those things personally. Try to work with it, try to deflect it. But if it's not a situation that's ideal for you, the best thing you can do is like just move away from it and find something different.
I agree. and it's amazing because you're going to find those people that are trying to force their energy off on you. But I want to address something because Janice 7204 said, it's hard to find a good psychic. I just had one tell me there was a curse upon me, LOL. And so, Janice, what I want to say to you is be very careful of those people who automatically come out the gate talking about you got a curse. And this is the thing. We have the ability, because we have more power than the people who throw hexes, the people who throw curses, and the demons, quote unquote, that are out there. You have more power than that. And be careful of those people, because what they want to do is they want to charge you $300, $400, $500, $600, $700 to remove a curse from you. And when in actuality, you can cleanse yourself. And so be very careful of that. Seek out good counsel. Raymond is a great person. He can tap into spirit to see if there truly is a curse upon you. And if it is, then you can work to do that. Raymond and I are going to do a live in August, and we'll talk about a lot of those things, because what happens is that we get caught up in curses. And to be honest with you, a lot of that stuff, is real. But some of it is all in our heads, from the standpoint that if you believe it, then you're going to give it more power. You're going to feed it.
Yes.
So you cannot feed that kind of stuff. And so when they put it in your head, that's actually introducing that thought, oh my God, I got a curse on me. And so now you're going to be thinking about it, which means you're now feeding it. So you got to be very careful of that. And you
hit the nail on the point, Pam, right on the point, because it's not so much necessarily when they say they've done a curse on you. It's not so much the spiritual part. It's the mental part. They're trying to get to the mind. That's our central focus point. And once you start getting weak of mind and allowing that energy to attack, that's like a spiritual attack in itself, but it's the mind that they're going after, your thoughts. And that's when you start psyching yourself out and giving those people that power. So like Pam said, don't fall in that trap. If you start hearing that they need you to come back for several sessions, or they need to do a removal for like $400 or $500, that's a red flag right there. That you should just go the other way. Don't go there. And I was having this conversation with someone else the other day, Pam, and it was like, that's the reason I think a lot of people, I think it was with Madame Pamita when I had her on. And I was telling her, so many people see us psychics as charlatans or like frauds, and it's because they've had bad experiences. Not everyone that's in the psychic community is truly psychic. There are people that are preying on the innocent, people that claim to have the gift, but really don't. And if you pay attention to people, like, a psychic should never be afraid to do readings live. A psychic, if you have the gift, you shouldn't be afraid to kind of do readings face to face. I've done numerous readings here live on here, and throughout the years, and on Facebook as well. That's one of the things that you definitely should pay attention. Also pay attention to video testimonials or testimonials from people, word of mouth. You really can't go too much on word of mouth, because one person's experience may not be the other person's experience. But when you start seeing a pattern of that on people's websites, or comments, don't necessarily go by forums, because I've had people that, and I'll tell you this, Pam, I don't think I've ever mentioned this to you, but I've actually had people that are negative trolls, and they'll go to Facebook groups and talk smack about me and my videos on YouTube to try to convince a large group of a community to not come to me for a psychic reading. And and I know about it. I'm not part of those groups, but I've had people come back to me with screenshots of that, and it's gross that people are like that. But again, there's a lot of rivalry in this community, and I didn't realize that until a while back. But on another note, I wanted to share something with you, Pam, since I got you on here. And like Pam said, we'll be doing a live together in August, and I'm so excited for that. But I wanted to share with you firsthand, since you're my soul sister, and also all of you out there. I did a road opener spell, okay? So I didn't get the candle that typically everybody gets, like that fixed candle that's a road opener.
Right.
I got an orange candle from Hobby Lobby. It was a 4x8 pillar candle. I dressed it, and I prayed over it to kind of remove blockages and stuff. Well, midway of the candle burning, well, I had asked Spirit to give me a sign that I'm being listened to by them and by my angels. Well, midway through, a chunk of the wax fell off of my candle, Pam, and I have that wax here, and I'm going to show it to y'all. Y'all won't believe this. Look at this. It's an ear.
Oh my God!
It's the shape of an ear.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What is this?" And I couldn't understand what it was. It's an ear. Yeah. And that's, I guess, how Spirit was communicating with me on this this work that I was doing, this spell, road opener spell, that they're listening to what I have to say.
Wow. Wow. I love
so, I mean, like, how much more validation can you get? You can't make this stuff up. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, that's an ear.
And they hear you loud and clear. And one of the things I love to do is when I want to check on my spirit team and my benevolent ancestors, I always, like to make sure that they're listening. I like to make sure that they're getting the message. This morning, actually this afternoon, I was burning some ancestor money. And so I got my pendulum out and I was like, okay, did they receive the money? And I always like to kind of check and make sure.
Right.
And so you can do that. And so you ask your spirit team for signs. And that was a huge sign for you. It's like, okay, yeah, we hear you. We're listening loud and clear.
I love using the pendulum, and I love that you use yours. And a lot of people don't know, but I'm not going to give too much away about how Pamela works, because she'll tell us about that in August on how she does it. But she has a unique way of doing things, and I love it. And she's talked about it, and it does talk to her. So I love pendulums. I have one made out of I can't remember the crystal. It's like an I can't remember the name of it, but it's like a greenish, bluish crystal.
Oh, gotcha.
And I use it from time to time. Even though I have these abilities, I like to sometimes change it up and use different tools to kind of help validate what I'm getting or receiving. So it's very, very cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I love my tools, and I love tapping in the spirit from a clairvoyant standpoint. But sometimes, when you've got a lot of interference and you've got a lot of, static energy, and sometimes, stagnant negative energy, you want to make sure. So you got to clear that energy out. And sometimes you got to check with the pendulum, like, okay, did I get everything? Did I get the Roman souls? Did I, make sure I cross them over? So it's so many things that we'll talk about when we do our live. But I'm so thankful that you brought me on. I'm looking like crazy crap because
girl, you look fine. I was like,
wow. So,
I was like, I hope she doesn't tell me afterwards, Ray, how dare you live like this? But you look fine, Pam, and I'm so grateful to have a friendship with you, and for you to be my soul family and soul sister, and for just coming on. And yes, guys, I saw a comment now. They said, Pam, you have such soothing voice. We did a podcast, and I'll put that podcast tonight in my Insta stories. Y'all need to listen to that. Pam was one of the first people that believed in me, and she brought me on her podcast. This was like my first interview on podcast, and we talked about a lot of different things. And so if y'all haven't listened to it, because I have a lot of new followers, y'all need to listen to this live. That's something I hope in the future that Pam does pick up again, because she's just so amazing. And she makes you feel so welcome. We had people from all over the world comment about her podcast, and they were like, does she work on TV? Because y'all just have this chemistry and this flow during I feel like I was being interviewed by Oprah. I mean, that's how smooth the talk was. That's how smooth you made me feel as a guest on your podcast. So I'll never forget it.
Oh, wow. I am so honored. And Ray, you make it easy because he has such a tremendous story. And I know you guys who are regular viewers and listeners to Ray, you know that he has a tremendous gift, but also a tremendous story. And so, listening to that podcast, you hear some things, and a lot of things, even when I was listening, because I've known Ray, and going like, wow, those were just, really phenomenal aha moments for me, and things that I just didn't know about my friend. And so, because we talk so much about spirit and we talk so much about energy, and sometimes, we forget to just tap into each other and say, okay, what was your life like? And so between, being homeless and suffering that hurricane and his near-death experiences, and I mean, so many things that make you sit back and go like, whoa, this man has a story.
And people that look at me wouldn't even know. They don't realize, because I don't show the signs of a person. Not that I'm trying to sound stereotypical, but typically people that have experienced trauma, they're not able to help other people.
Right.
But I've overcome a lot of that trauma, and those that have watched me and watched my journey here, like you us being friends, and I talk about a lot of these things. And on that podcast, I have that opportunity to delve more into it, and give you a lot of the insight and stuff about me that you didn't know up until that point. I even was burned at the age of 6, third-degree burn in my stomach. And that's something I talk about on her podcast. So y'all be sure to check that out, Pamela. Thank you so much, sweetie, for being on here. I love you, love you, love you.
I love you.
We will definitely be chatting after this.
Yes, we'll be chatting.
Take care. Bye. I love her to death. She is just so amazing. For those of you that were asking about when we will have that podcast together, or that Instagram live together, stay tuned. I'm going to get with her and her schedule and see what works for her. And then we will definitely be making announcements. And so let me just scroll through here. I have so many of you that are tuning in. Thank you for being here first and foremost. I love you all. But yeah, as far as like the spirit, when you're doing spells or candle magic spells, that's what I really do, just candle magic. If you really ask spirit to communicate with you and give you a sign, sometimes the wax, and I spoke about that in my interview with Madame Pamita, you can identify that wax and definitely kind of interpret it or see what it kind of symbolizes, and maybe ask your best friend, what does this kind of look to you? Or post it in a Facebook group if you have that, and you'll get that validation. And Janice 7204, I'm so glad that you didn't believe that person that said that you had a curse on you. So I'm so glad about that. I'm just going through here. I'm going to bring some people on, kind of chat with y'all. Hope that's okay. Jacqueline, por favor, mándame un DM si puedes. Gracias. I just told Jacqueline Romero to send me a DM when she's ready. She wanted to contact me. Yes, I am bilingual and I speak Spanish fluently. That's my second language. Okay, so let me go ahead and bring some people on. Okay, let's see here. Hola.
Hola.
¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, ¿y tú?
Muy bien. Muchísimas gracias por estar aquí en el Instagram Live. Thank you for being here. ¿Hablas en inglés o nomás en español?
Yes, I speak English too.
Okay. I want to speak English if that's okay for the purposes of this Instagram Live, because I have a lot of viewers that mainly speak English, and they may not be able to understand us. So I just want to be considerate of everybody. So what are you up to?
Well, I'm enjoying life, really.
Good.
Day and day. I'm from Chile.
Chile,
That's
okay.
why, but I'm living in Brazil right now.
Yes, okay. And your name is Jacqueline?
Jacqueline, yes.
Okay. Jackie?
Jackie, yes.
Okay. And do you have a question for me, Jackie?
Well, I have a lot of questions, but my first or the most important one is about my health. Okay. Because I'm having problems in my hips, in my back, in my stomach, and I'm trying different types of therapy, but I haven't been very good.
Okay. What I'm getting from spirit, and again, keep in mind that when I do readings, I can't diagnose because I'm not a doctor. So this is not a diagnosis. This is just from spirit. But when I connect to you, I don't know if you're also going through some feminine issues. I'll just leave it at that. But Spirit is saying for you to kind of check that with, the doctors about your feminine. I see a growth. Now, I don't feel like this is to be scared, for you to be scared. I feel like it's a muscle type of growth that is causing this pain that you're receiving and having. Some people would call this fibroids, and these are growths around the uterus, around the el útero. Okay, so
Yes.
This can contribute to a lot of pain in that area. Now, I'm not saying that's what you have, but it's something to check out. I also do feel like your family, the females in your family, they suffer from arthritis or arthritis. And so
Yes.
you are so young, but there's something about your calcium intake not having enough. So you definitely need to check that as well. And your magnesium levels. And again, these are going to be the things that I'm getting from Spirit that you need to kind of check. I feel like that's going to help you alleviate the pain. Also in your country, I'm not sure on, what herbs, but I definitely would look into using like some of the herbs like saffron. I don't know how you say that in Spanish, saffron, but it's one of the herbs. It's kind of expensive, but it's really good. And also look into using a lot more garlic.
Yes.
You can use garlic with like honey con miel,
Yes.
and like vinagre, and
Yes.
mix that together and kind of try that, to see if it'll, like a teaspoon a day, if that kind of helps you. I also feel like you would benefit from acupuncture. That's like not medical, but it's more non-traditional around your back. So look into that, and that should be helping you. But I feel like overall you have a good positive outlook on life. I don't feel like you're a negative person. You have a beautiful aura. You have so much good things for you, but you worry a lot. I feel like you have a lot of worries about your finances, your money, and your family. And I feel like there's a disconnectedness around your family when I tune in. So there's a lot of you kind of like not feeling like you can come out to your family and talk to them about things because they may not understand you. I feel like you have aspirations and goals where you want to kind of maybe move away eventually from Chile or to another part of Chile, and kind of, start your career, because I feel like you have ideas. I see you like researching, studying. You just are an intelligent woman. You're very intelligent, very smart. And I don't feel like your family, they're very humble. They're very different from you, very apart. And I feel like they have, hi, Madam Pamita. And I feel like they have this kind of, how should I say, this way of seeing things that is old fashioned. And you want to kind of do more for yourself, because the women in your culture, I feel like they're not empowered to being independent. They want a man to I shouldn't say it like that. I don't mean it like that, but I'm trying to say,
but I understand
most women in that culture, sometimes they've been brought up or conditioned to believe that a man is the one that should, provide for them. They should just stay at home. And with you, I see you kind of like not wanting that. You're wanting to kind of study. You want to have a good job, and you have prospects to move. And that's what I keep seeing for you. And Spirit is saying that you are going to get to that point. You are going to make all of this happen for yourself. But it's baby steps, Jacqueline. And it's not going to be easy, but you don't need to focus too much right now on what you can't do. Just focus on what you can.
Okay.
And through that, you're also going to get some healing. But am I right on that? What I'm picking up, like
everything, the health.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting that you say something about my útero, because the pain that I have, I had a good, it's not a tumor, but so many years ago. It's about, in the pain now in my back is around that place, so it makes so much sense. And and I have a little question about the professional things that you were talking about, because it's been hard for me, because I've been in a stage of deep depression that I couldn't end my career. So it's been like stuck in that place, and that's why maybe you tell me, because I'm thinking and searching, because I like a lot of stuff. I believe that I'm a creative person, but I haven't been done anything yet. So
I feel like it's the environment that you're in as well, and the family. You know, your family. I don't feel like you have a good support system when it comes to that. And not que no te quieren. It's not que tu familia no te quiere. It's not that your family doesn't love you. It's that I just feel like you don't have that push. There's a lot of you know, you trying to get find a way to get out and do these things. I see you kind of like on a path of teaching people or working with children in some kind of way. And I don't know if this is something that you've tried to or thought about, but I feel like you would definitely should go looking into that area as far as like teaching. Another path that I see for you is more of like office work as well, in a small office environment. This could be like retail, like working at a store, but in the office section, kind of doing that kind of work. So I know that over there in Chile, it's a lot different than here in the Estados Unidos. It's a lot different. The culture, the work is totally different, and there's not a lot of jobs over there. But I feel like if you look, you could, and also Spirit is saying to look into online, because hay muchos trabajos que puedes trabajar de la casa si tienes una computadora, donde quiera que estés, you know, from like the U.S., like remote jobs that you can work remote, like customer service, things like that in the meantime. But I see you studying, and I see you like trying to achieve. This could be taking university online classes from another, you know, country, and taking those classes where you're at to educate yourself and further yourself. And that's going to be the foot in the door that I see, because that's the first thing that came to me, that you are someone that's very intelligent, and you're going to have that aha moment where you start, you know, looking and culminating and putting all of that together so that it can work for you. So don't give up. And as far as your stress, pray to Archangel Michael, San Miguel. I hope I said that right.
Yes.
Archangel Michael to help you with all that stress. Also, if you, but I don't know if your country, they have a lot of crystals. I think that y'all have a lot of crystals shops.
Yes, I have a lot.
Crystals. I would suggest for you to wear a lapis lazuli. It's como este anillo de aquí, es este color.
Yes.
Okay, so use a lapis, and that's going to help you as well. And stay in touch with me. Let me know how things go. And I'm wishing you all the best, honey.
I wish you the best too. I'm so excited. Thank you so much. I hope.
Thank you. Muchísimas gracias. Que Dios te bendiga y muchas gracias por estar aquí.
Bendiga. Estoy muy agradecida por este contacto. Un beso.
Igualmente. Que tenga un buen día.
Gracias.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches. Bye.
She's so sweet. All right. It helps to be bilingual. I grew up in a family where, you know, it was like the second thing, and they always had Spanish television and stuff. So I'm fluent. I took 5 years in school of Spanish, and I know how to read, write, and speak it. So it comes in so handy, especially living in South Texas. It's a second, you know, language to have. Okay, let's go here. Hi, Divine Gem Hand. Let's see here. Let me see who I'm going to get. Let's get Pamela. 2 double smiley faces, and there's other ones. So this is his path and his journey. I feel like his father wasn't in his life the way that he would have needed to be. And so there's also some angry feelings between him and his father. I don't know if he harbors onto this and holds it, but this is coming from like childhood. He had a troublesome childhood, and going into adult, I feel like I keep getting that he would have had problems in school, fights. He would have gotten suspended. He would have had a lot of these kind of issues with people, and it's all pain. Sorry. Okay, so I'm feeling something here, and I just choked here on the throat when I'm tuning into her spirit from my spirit guide. So I don't know if she couldn't say things or couldn't talk towards the end, but what I feel is like there was something here where she was blocked. I feel like fluid is like coming up. That's kind of like the feeling that I felt. So there was something about her. I don't know how this is going to sound weird, but choking. I don't know how this plays into her health and how she was. But again, I keep feeling that there were some issues around her throat as well, not being able to communicate or speak because I literally felt like vomit, like when somebody is vomiting or they're feeling very sick, that acid comes up. So I'm getting kind of some of the symptoms already, but she doesn't want to come through in strongly.
Okay.
But I do get this about her son, that y'all are all concerned, and I feel like you're trying to be the stage an intervention, kind of like to help him.
Yes.
You feel like you are the one to be responsible now that she's no longer here, in many ways. And my guys are saying that you're doing everything that you can to continue to send him positive thoughts. I hate to, I don't sugarcoat anything when I do read.
Go ahead.
And I am getting immediately that his path is not a good path. I don't know if he's had issues with the law, but I am picking up that this is a potential for him there in the next couple of years if he's not careful with the people that he's hanging around with. I also feel like this is going to hurt his relationship with his own love life. I keep picking up children and not being there for his children.
Yeah.
So if I feel like, it's disconnectedness. And so it's not just his relationship with his mom or with you or with everybody. It's with everybody. It's like everybody, he kind of like, he doesn't want to love, or is not capable of loving someone because he doesn't love himself. And so he takes it out on other people. There's a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, a lot of him of damaging these relationships. And it's because every time he gets too close to somebody, he feels scared and he doesn't want to be vulnerable. It's like this macho man kind of instinct, that he needs to be tough, and and nobody can tell him anything because he's a grown person,
Right.
But I see his path is going to be full of hardships. I also feel like there are going to be money issues, him sustaining a job, being able to hold a job. There's a lot of problems with that. And so he's just not into good things. He's not into good things. And I won't say but here on camera because out of respect, I can't that I see. But he not until he's in his, I want to say 40s, is he going to get it together. And that's a long time. But he's going to have a lot of rude awakenings on the way there. And no one can really change it, only himself. He has to really want the help and want to get better and to change how he is. And I feel like this, now that he has lost his mom, that is even worse now for him, he's going through all this grieving process, but he is kind of numb to it. He doesn't want to really accept all of that. For you, I pick up that you are worried too about your family with your sister. She was your sister, right? You said?
No. It's my grandson's mother.
Yeah. Okay. Your grandson's mother. Okay. But for you, I feel like there's a lot of also problems in your family as well. And your, with your loved ones as well. I just get, there's a lot of worries that you hold on to as well. And for your own life, the trajectory it's going, it's almost like you feel stuck. That's what I kind of get from you. Even though you have, your family and they're supportive and everything, I feel like there's something there that is blocking you from kind of like moving forward as well. And this could be that you just are carrying the weight and the responsibility of all the people in your family. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And you worry about everybody else, and you just need to release that and not be so much responsible, for that. Just kind of release that, because it doesn't do you any good to worry about that. But that's what I am seeing here from that, what I get. Did you want to ask something else, or?
The other day, Belinda, she had passed, and I fell asleep and I had woken up and I felt like I had two visions of her. And I want to know if that was.
Yes.
That was what I had. Okay.
Yeah. It's not your imagination, and it's not uncommon for souls when they pass, for them to come around the people that cared about them the most and make themselves known, or give you some kind of sign. And I feel like she's going to do that with you.
Okay.
You're worried about her grandson, or whatever, the situation. You're worried about that. She's going to be coming around and kind of giving you these validations and these things. I feel like you're the only person that may be able to get through to him in some kind of way. Okay. So just be patient, but don't be, because he's the type that if you talk to him in a way like, you feel sympathy for him, or you kind of show too much emotion, he's not going to listen to you. He's going to go and do the opposite and kind of tune you out of his life. But I feel like you can kind of, What you should do is kind of like maybe have a sit down with him, maybe in some place local with just you and him, and talk to him, you know, like maybe at a restaurant or something, invite him to lunch, kind of just talk to him, see how he's going, let him know that if he needs any help, that you're there for him to help him, because I feel like he needs some support. The people that he has around him is what I get is just not good. And there's something about a Stephanie as well. There's a name Stephanie coming through. I don't know how this is going to relate to him in any kind of way, but hold on to that name Stephanie, because I keep feeling there's this girl Stephanie. This could be someone that he is going to see, or that's going to have some kind of impact around him, but I keep seeing the name Stephanie, so hold on to that.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you.
Wishing you a lot of blessings.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, let's see here. Hi, guys. Okay. Let me go back to the... Oops. This thing is not acting good. Come on. Where is she? I don't see my the person that I was working with earlier. I told her I would bring her back. Oh, there she is, Pamela. Let's see if I get Pamela back on. Crossing fingers. Hi, Pamela.
Hi.
I'm so sorry about that. I had to bring somebody else on in the meantime, but I can see you now clearly. Everything is good. So, did you have a question?
I have many.
Well, ask me the most pressing question that you have, and then we'll go from there. Uh-oh, she's buffering again. Can you hear me? Yes, I'm right here.
Yes. One about a business that I'm looking to start, and then about my finances, and several other things. But those are the main two.
Okay. As far as your business that you're wanting to start, I'm getting that there's the green light for it, but I don't see it happening until around mid-2020, and it could happen sooner. But I see mid-2020 is like more or less like the time, and you're kind of surprised. So why are you surprised?
Because I was hoping the next couple months. It's been over like a year or so. It's been a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, Spirit makes me feel like right now is not the good time to start anything, and I'm just being very honest with you.
Okay.
I see it like right now, if you were to get started, there's a lot of other stress and factors that are concerning you, especially your finances, and so it would be like more debt, more cost to you to start that. So I don't see it until like around March or April of next year. That kind of would be like the ideal time to kind of start this this job as well. And as far as your finances are concerned, this year is going to be pretty much the same way that you've been right now, you know, kind of making it through. But I do get that about summertime next year is when you start seeing things kind of pick up. Keep in mind that anything that I give you right now, it can change due to your free will. So again, it's going to be up to you. You can accelerate things, but that is what I'm getting from Spirit. It's just depending on yourself and how you feel, and you're guided. But what I see right now is like it would be better to start it, you know, that job, that self-employment business that you want to do, you know, sometime next year. And then from there on, your finances will get better. But you will be successful in what you're wanting to do. It's just a lot of planning that is needed.
Yes, very, very true. Very true. And then
you're buffering.
Am I? You're not. I'm not. You're not. Am I?
You're not. I know. I think it's your connection. You may want to move around if you can hear me, because I can hear you fine. I just can't see you. You're kind of, the picture is like still.
Can you see me now?
Oh, thank you, Sunbeam.
Can you see me now?
No, I don't. No, I can't see you, but I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can see you. I can see me. So, yeah.
Okay, well, maybe it's on my end. I don't know.
I,
But the other thing that I wanted to tell you that I'm getting very strongly from Spirit is concerning. Um, I keep feeling there's a male. I don't know if there is someone in your life right now, or there's like kind of like not necessarily in a relationship, but there is a male energy that is very unbalanced. This could have been I could be picking up on someone from the past, but I do feel that there is a male that that necessarily isn't very supportive, and I feel like there's a lot of back and forth with this person, and them kind of needing some kind of guidance from you, or just kind of, it's very draining is the way that it's coming in. So this may not necessarily be romantic, but maybe a family member that needs your help or needs something from you, you know, advice, guidance, and you're more of that matriarch for the family. You're more of someone that is very mature and able to help people. But I feel like this person doesn't really listen to your advice, or doesn't want to listen to it. That's what I keep getting. And it's a lot of draining energy. And so what's going to happen with you over the next couple of months, going into next year, you may start losing some of these connections or pulling away from them, not necessarily cutting them out entirely from your life, but pulling away from that energy, because again, it's an energy that is not healthy.
and this is from guys? This is from guys or girls?
No, I get that this would be a male energy in your life. So hold on to it if it doesn't make sense now. This could definitely be connected to a female in your life, but I get that there is a male. It's very immature energy, very young, kind of young. And so I feel like this person doesn't really listen to anybody. And again, there's just this level of like you worrying about things in the family, worrying about this person. So that may not make sense to you now, but hold on to it if you can, because again, that is what I'm picking up.
Okay. Do you see me moving, like to another state, like to Texas or something?
Honestly, I don't see any move. Not right now. I don't, and not even next year. I feel like, honestly, I feel like where you're at is where you're supposed to be. Moving or uprooting may not be necessarily good for you, even though I know that you may have your heart set on it, or you know, you may want to start fresh. But I feel like moving would be a big disappointment, and then eventually, what I'm being shown is that if you were to move, you eventually would end up moving back, if that makes some kind of sense, because right now you have everything kind of here and now in the present, and so kind of uprooting you and moving you to Texas, I just keep getting that that's not really a good decision.
Okay. I listen to you all the time. I love you. I do. I listen to you late at night. I fall asleep with you. I listen when you talked about Steve Harvey. You did Nipsey Hussle. A lot of people. I listen to you all night sometimes. All night. So I love you. You're sweet.
Such a sweetheart. Thank you.
I love your spirit.
I love you. Thank you for being. Thank you. Yeah. And as far as like the male is concerned, I keep feeling like hold on to that, because I get these things, and sometimes I get a lot of people that I read here, they're not able to connect to it immediately, but I do sense a male energy. I don't know if I feel like it is a living person. It is in your family. I keep feeling like it's family oriented, so it may be connected to a female in your family, but this person and you are going to have some kind of confrontation or a strong conversation of some sort, and it's kind of draining, so just be prepared for that. As far as that happens, I feel like it's within the next 6 months or less, so hold on to that, but know that you are going to be just fine having that conversation with that person.
Oh wow. Oh wow. I've already gone through a lot with my family, my brothers, and my friends and stuff, so I'm kind of like I'm just ready for smooth sailing. And when you said a guy from my past, there is a guy from my past, and that's what I thought you were talking about. But he lives out of state.
It could be. It could be. All I know is a male energy, and even though this person may be grown and age-wise mature, like in age, numbers, like he could be in his 50s or 60s. I feel like this person holds an immature energy. As far as their soul's concerned, it's almost like a grown person with a child, a spirit of a child, you know, kind of like that, very immature, like, and just jokes about everything, doesn't take anything seriously. So again, that's just something to hold on to. It could very much well be that, but like I said, I feel like this person is going to just come in and try to drain that energy from you. So just kind of be mindful of that.
Do you see me getting married?
That's the number one question. And again, I'm going to be very honest with you. I don't see any marriage. I feel like at this point in life where you're at, you may want to, you know, you do have thoughts about getting married, etc., but I don't see it happening. I feel like you will definitely find someone. You definitely will have, you know, a relationship, but I don't see any kind of marriage for you. And it's not because you're not worthy of it, but I feel like the universe this is your path. And I feel like if you were to get married, it would alter your path in all areas. I know that you feel, and you may see marriage as kind of like having some stability, but at your age right now, like the things that you've gone through with men and people in general, I feel like you are kind of closed off to it. So even if you were to open yourself up to that possibility, you would kind of like reject it, or at the last minute say no to marriage. So that is what I'm getting from Spirit. And I know that may not be what you want to hear, but that is what Spirit is telling me. And so I have to be very honest with you. But you know, the thing is with what I give you is that you have free will and you can change anything that you want. So if that's in your heart that you want that, you know, you can bring it into your life. But what I see right now, I don't see marriage.
Okay. No, I appreciate that. And you're right. You're absolutely correct. So, yeah. Even though I would love to, I know I'm not.
But like I said, you will definitely meet someone. You won't be single. You will be meeting someone. And I feel like that's going to happen as soon as you get your business things in order, your finances. That's where your Spirit wants you to be focusing on now, and getting that in order. And then honestly, you're going to get, you know, that love part going for yourself. And I do feel like the gentleman will be definitely maybe about 2 years older than you, that you will meet, but it will be more like a friendship and kind of getting to know this person on a deeper level before you commit to anything further.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, good. Thank you so much. You're such a sweetheart. Thank you so much. This is a dream come true.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love you so much. Take
Love
care
you
and God
too.
bless.
You too. Thank you.
Okay, so as you can see, I'm very honest with individuals when I read them. They may not want to hear the things that I have to say or Spirit has to say. I'm just the messenger when I give these messages to people. And so, you know, I have no control, but I'll never be that person that sugarcoats and tells you, oh, yes, you know, you're going to win the lottery or you're going to do this and this and this, and it's not going to happen. So sometimes, you know, it's very hard for me to do these readings and to be very honest with people because, you know, I'm considering people's spirits and joy. But for those of you that get readings and, you know, I tell you something, you can always alter that path. The future is not written in stone. And that's something I want to be very clear. It's not written in stone, and we can change our futures and we can change that destiny. But some things I get snippets of, and people are like, well, you know, how do you know that you're going to be sure? And it's just that, you know, that sometimes it's validation, and I get it like maybe months or sometimes weeks, sometimes even a year after doing a reading. I've read people like maybe 5 years ago, and they've come back and they say, you know, that I was right, but they couldn't see it at the time. And so again, it's kind of, I got cut off. Hi guys, hope that you all can rejoin, those of you that were listening. I got cut off, but I thought I had 3 minutes left. Obviously I didn't, and after an hour Instagram cuts you off. So as I was saying, I'm clearing my throat. As I was saying, I just wanted to say thank you all for being here tonight and for allowing me to read. And yeah, for those of you that are tuning in again, Instagram cuts you off after an hour, and I didn't realize that I had gone over an hour. So I just wanted to, it cut me off mid-sentence. I just wanted to say thank you so much for being on here and for allowing me to, you know, read people, read my rays of light, all of you that are fans or followers. And seeing this live, you know, I can't make these things up, and I really, really enjoy, you know, reading for y'all, meeting y'all. It brings me a lot of joy, because I do readings all the time for people, just by email. I don't do Skype or phone sessions or even FaceTime. I just do email or Facebook chat when I do private readings. And so, other than seeing you on a photograph, because I read off of a photograph, I never get to see you in person. So this helps me to give back to y'all, and also to meet you live here. And I'll be doing more of these live meet and greets. My next live meet and greet, not meet and greet, but my next live Soul Chat with Ray, that's my Instagram show. It is on July 24th. It's at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it is with Kim Cooley. She is a colleague of mine. So I'll be posting that. Follow my Instagram stories. For those of you that are tuning in, if you have not gone to my website and subscribe to my website, that's www.raymondguzman.net. When you go there, at the very top, there will be a pop-up for you to subscribe to my site. I really highly suggest for you to go to my website and subscribe, because when you do so, you will be notified. I sometimes send out mass emails to all of my clients and followers or subscribers to my website, and you'll be aware of you know, any promotions that I have going on, anything that's on sale in my shop. Sometimes I offer my readings on discount, or like I'll run a sale. So you know, you want to kind of subscribe to my website if you haven't already. Also, go to my YouTube channel if you haven't, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I also have giveaways on my YouTube channel from time to time if you want to check out my community posts on there. And then, of course, here. And I'm also going to be start doing lives on YouTube. Excuse me. Doing a YouTube live. Because I haven't done it before. And I don't know if YouTube saves the lives that we do. But I've had a lot of my YouTuber Rays of Light, I call them Rays of Light, my followers, my soul family, and they want me to do lives on YouTube. But I don't think I can do it like here, like bringing on somebody. But I definitely am going to do some on YouTube here soon. So this week I maybe around Wednesday or Thursday, I may do a live on YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit on one of my videos on the bottom right hand corner, the red subscribe button, as well as the notification bell icon, so that way you can immediately be notified when I go live. You will get it like a pop-up through your YouTube app, or like an email that I'm going live, so that you can join it. Whereas here on Instagram, it really doesn't tell you. It just pops up if I go live. You really are not really, I guess you are notified in a way, but some people miss it. So if you don't follow me here on Instagram, follow me, because that's the only way you'll be notified when I go live. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. I wish you all the best, you know, week ahead. And so if I didn't get to read you today, please don't get discouraged. And if you would like to set up a private reading with me, you can go to my website, go to the shop section. Also check out my jewelry. I have a lot of bling there, a lot of gemstones that are powerful. They are on sale for this weekend only. So the sale will end tomorrow. I'm going to extend it. All the items on there, well, some of the jewelry items are marked down, and so they're on sale if you want to go ahead and pick up some pieces. But thank you so much again for being here tonight. I wish you all blessings and love and light. Take care.